This is CBC Nova Scotia News.
Tonight, Dal protests. People in the pro-Palestinian encampment on campus clear out. We have the latest. Shooting aftermath. The latest on a gunfight at Africville Park that sent 5 people to hospital on the weekend. And watch party. Getting behind a Nova Scotia boxer and his first win at the Summer Olympics.
Increasing clouds tonight, a chance of showers overnight and into Tuesday, especially for eastern areas, but some sunshine in the mix as well. Your full forecast is coming up.
Good evening. Dalhousie University is shutting down all Halifax campuses until further notice. In an alert sent to the school community late this afternoon, the university cites what it's calling safety concerns. It's not clear why Dalhousie is doing this because earlier today, protesters dismantled their 2.5 months long pro-Palestinian encampment shortly after police arrived on campus. The CBC's Josh Hoffman has the latest for us now on today's developments.
There's no real evidence left of the tent encampment that had been here at Dalhousie campus for more than 2 months now. It's all gone after what has been an eventful day at Dalhousie. Students who stayed and slept in the encampment said it started roughly at 6:30 this morning when they received a visit from university security who were taking down tents and dismantling signage that had been set up. That led to students confronting security who then backed off, and things really did cool down for a few hours until at some point this afternoon, students left the site here behind me and marched down to one of the academic buildings here on campus, entered the building, brought their tents and signage, and then stayed in the building, which led to security calling police. A heavy Halifax Regional Police presence was here on campus, which got everybody out of the building and really broke up the crowd that was here and dissipated the encampment. Now, this all started, or came to a head rather, last week when the university issued notice of trespassing to the encampment, giving students until 7 p.m. Sunday to get off the property. That deadline came and went. Students stayed, the encampment stayed, which led to a lot of questions today. But after everything, no arrests, no real confrontation between any two sides. Josh Hoffman, CBC News, Halifax.
The Africville reunion will go ahead in Halifax next year, but with new security measures. This after a shooting at the event this past weekend. A teenager was among 5 people caught in the crossfire when the park was filled with families who were there for the 41st annual reunion. As Gareth Hampshire tells us now, organizers want to make sure everyone is safe for next year's gathering.
Irvin Carvery was in this van when shots rang out Saturday night. He immediately dropped to the floor of the vehicle, worried he was in the line of fire.
At least 20 shots went off, and it was back and forth, so it wasn't in one direction. So it was pretty scary.
Families who are leaving today are still thinking of the 5 people who were wounded, and in particular, the teenager who may have sustained life-changing injuries.
There was one young lady who unfortunately got hit in the neck. And what I understand is that the bullet lodged near her spine, and they couldn't operate to remove it.
She's going to survive, he says, but the violence that happened here is going to lead to changes. Security measures have never been considered before because they've never been needed. But after this, organizers want police to do a safety audit.
We have a responsibility for the safety of everyone who comes out here. So we need to take a look at how can we better secure this location.
Some people come here every year for the reunion and are upset the place that's special to them was turned into a crime scene. Some traveled from across the country to be here.
For me, Africville it's home. I've come from Alberta, from high-level Alberta, to be here.
Anthony Sparks' grandfather owned a general store in Africville. This was his daughter Ashley's first time at the reunion.
It's very disappointing because this is her first time here in Africville meeting her people. And for this to happen, she can't meet all of them now because they're all gone now. They've left because of this tragedy that's happened here.
Police who spent most of Sunday in the park want anyone with information or video to contact them as they continue to try to find those involved. Meanwhile, Irvin Carvery says those responsible are not from Africville and has called an emergency meeting of his board to talk about what needs to happen next. But he's determined this event that's now been running 41 years will continue in the same spirit.
We're not going to allow that incident to define who we are as a people.
Gareth Hampshire, CBC News, Halifax.
A community-led search has wrapped up for the day in Cape Breton for a man who's been missing for several weeks. More than 60 volunteers searched on foot and by boat for any clues as to the whereabouts of 34-year-old Justin McDonald. The search happened near Leaches Creek along Highway 125. McDonald was last seen around the Irving gas station in North Sydney on the night of July the 7th. 22 days later, his family is desperate for answers.
Somebody knows where my son is at. Somebody knows where he's at. And if you know something, God's sake, do the right thing and call it in.
McDonald. And Ryan Snoddon joining us now to talk about the weather off for a few weeks. Ryan, must say I thank you for the weather that we had.
You absolutely threaded the needle. And welcome back, Tom. Great to see you. Not sure you love being here versus being off, enjoying all that weather. But great to see you, sir. And yeah, listen, another scorcher today. Now, if you're in the Halifax area, you're saying, what? 25 in Halifax today, and up into Hants County, there was just the stream of clouds and moisture. To the west, the heat was on up into the 30s in the valley and across Cape Breton and the Northumberland shore as well. Hot temperatures, and not just the heat, but the humidity. It was a huge factor today as it really built back in after a nice dry air mass this weekend. Dew point values are at the very least into the noticeable range, if not feeling oppressive out there. And you can see there's that little basically finger of moisture that we've been watching rolling into central Nova Scotia all day today. We've got more moisture off to the west streaming in around this low, which is swirling around Cape Cod right now. And that's going to really be a main player over the next few days. We got another low over the Great Lakes as well. So shower chances are going to be the name of the game for the next few days. Isolated risk in the west tomorrow, a greater risk eastern mainland and into Cape Breton. And let's time it out. And you can see there's that, again, basically streamline of moisture that will come in, that will continue rather overnight into tomorrow morning, though it will continue to migrate a little bit further to the east. And so again, there's that sun we're expecting in the west tomorrow. Cape Breton a little more into the mix tomorrow afternoon. Even a risk of a rumble of thunder with this as well, with this moisture coming in. And then a brighter day overall for Wednesday, and the heat will be on. Widespread temperatures, high 20s, edging into the low 30s, and the humidity will be a factor all week long, Tom. We'll talk about it with your full forecast in your 7-day coming up.
Looking forward to the details. Okay, thanks so much, Ryan.
Thank you.
Well, it's been 3 years since the Nova Scotia government announced an equity assessment into so-called individual program plans in schools. It was after a review that found Black and Indigenous students are disproportionately placed on those plans. The CBC's Ali Thompson gives us an update on that work and what some educators are doing to break down barriers in the meantime.
Inside this school is where Principal Karen Hudson painstakingly decides whether a student should be placed on an individual program plan or IPP. IPPs are developed for students who are struggling with the curriculum, but they haven't always been used fairly, particularly for Black and Indigenous students. Hudson's personal mission is to change that.
I see the value of our children, and I don't want our children who have not seen themselves within curriculum and not seeing themselves as being successful and not having those opportunities and not believing that they have the potential. I want to make sure that they feel that they are supported and that they can do whatever they put their mind to with the right supports in place. That's the lens I come from.
IPPs are meant to be a last resort after all other support and adaptations have been exhausted. They are highly specific to the student. Someone can be placed on an IPP for one subject or all subjects. They involve planning meetings with a team of people, including school staff, families, and the student, who work together to create specific academic outcomes for that student. Examples could be receiving math or reading material of a lower grade level, and sometimes being provided a secluded place away to complete that work. But a 2016 review found that Black students are 1.5 times more likely to be on an IPP than non-Black students. Indigenous students were 1.4 times more likely to be on an IPP. But what was perhaps even more alarming was that for about a third of Black students on an IPP, it was not found to be the most appropriate programming for that student. Enter the government's equity assessment on IPPs. The province promised in June 2021 to identify and remove systemic barriers in education, and originally said that report would be complete by winter 2021-2022. But it's still not here. A briefing note from early last year to the education minister said the longer timeline is the result of further analysis of the program, given the devastating consequences IPPs can have on Black and Indigenous youth. They can limit a student's ability to continue their education after high school. So where's the report? The Education Department says they now have it and are reviewing the findings, but there's no timeline for when it will be released publicly. In the meantime, they say the Halifax Regional Centre for Education has developed a collaborative process with families, schools, staff, and diversity teams to ensure the most appropriate programming is in place for students, and that recent data shows progress has been made to ensure other options are explored for Black and Indigenous students before moving to the development of an IPP. Hudson School is surely an example of that. Only 16 students were on IPPs at Auburn last school year as of April, one of the lowest numbers out of all the high schools in HRCE. In comparison, Sackville High, a school of similar size, had 47 students on IPPs. Hudson feels staff at Auburn have honed their ability to assess a student's strengths, weaknesses, and socioeconomic and cultural backgrounds before deciding if an IPP is appropriate.
Historically, students who could be of Black or African ancestry have been placed on IPPs, and we have not taken into consideration their lived experience, their culture background, and looking at the curriculum. So when you begin to dissect those aspects, you see that there are students who've been marginalized. And so when you saying that this child is less than, right, or this child cannot work to that level, that should not be the case because we have not done our part yet. But we have to acknowledge the inequality that exists and all these other culture and bridge those gaps between community and classroom instructions.
Hudson says the tides are changing, but it won't happen without administrators putting in the work to change their mindsets. Ali Thompson, CBC News, Dartmouth.
Well, most Nova Scotians are probably comfortable around water, but that's not always the case for people new to the province or those who don't feel a connection to the ocean. The Maritime Museum of the Atlantic has been trying to change that, and it will soon have a brand new facility to help. Jean Laroche has that story.
Once terrified of the water, she's now helping others find their sea legs.
I was super nervous at the beginning, but after being on it, going to the beach and lakes and swimming and all that, I'm very comfortable, I would say.
These young women from the Halifax Y are going to learn how to handle a small boat in a busy harbor. The workshop is designed to give them some basic skills to make them more comfortable in their new seaside home. Inside the museum's boat shed, another group is learning basic carpentry. This project is to create a simple toolbox, but building boats takes more room, more than this boat shed can handle. Sometimes they need to find a bigger place to build, like this school gym in Pictou Landing First Nation a few years ago.
The demand for the programs that we've been running far outstrip what we can provide.
The solution is a brand new boat school. It'll be built on the water right in front of the existing boat sheds.
Incredibly exciting.
The head of the Museum Foundation says it's time to turn that dream into reality.
Eamon has been really inventive in shoehorning the programs with kids into this space, but we realize that there's only so much that we can do
With a new building, the hope is instead of dozens of participants a year, the museum will be able to host hundreds. Those who take part say they get more out of it than just new skills.
They say they give us the opportunity to share our talent, our strength, our power around other girls as well.
The province has just issued a tender to build the boat school. The hope is it will be open by the fall of 2025. Jean Laroche, CBC News, Halifax.
Coming up, hometown hero. Hundreds of people in Hants County get together to cheer on one of those or their own at the Olympics. That another story that we'll be having for you tonight. Story of a 100-year-old woman. But right now, let's, as we head to break, take a live look at Paris, where, of course, the Olympic Summer Games are underway. Ryan back with your full weather forecast in just a few minutes. All right, we're back to talk weather, and I'm feeling a little guilty because it was so nice when I was off, but it's getting dry out there for sure, isn't it?
Yeah, and we needed the showers in the Halifax area today, but again, we were in a microclimate today. The HRM right up into Hants County, edging into the Truro region as well, where temperatures were warm, but it was again a little bit cloudy at times. But to the west and east of where that line was, it was a beautiful day and it's a beautiful evening. Have a look at this shot from Lunenburg. Live shot there. Is that a lovely evening?
Isn't it nice? Oh, it's nice on a bad day in Lunenburg, let's be honest.
That's true.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Summer evening in Lunenburg, and yeah, a few folks on the go there, no question. 20 degrees in those onshore winds today in Lunenburg. Mostly sunny skies, and as we look at those high temperatures today, once again, in case you missed it earlier, you can see we cracked 30 in a good portion of Cape Breton today, including the Sydney metro area through the valley, the North Shore, and yeah, temperatures even at this hour, still 30 in Ingonish Beach, 28 in Sydney. We've cooled down in the west, and again, the dew point values are a huge part of the story right now. It is muggy, and it's going to remain muggy all week long. So there's that little finger of moisture that we've been watching all day over the central parts of the province, and this is the low that's kind of spinning around off to the west that will continue to impact us. We're going to watch this low moving in as well for the Thursday time period. You can see the heat that's going to be continuing to influence us in this southerly flow. We're going to continue to tap into it. 15, 16, 17 degrees for many tonight. We'll be closer to 18 in the east with those southwest winds continuing. And you can see as the cloud is expected to kind of migrate eastward, fill in over the west as well. Looks like we will see a chance of showers late overnight into the early morning hours for everybody. Tomorrow, looks like the Tri-County area, you're okay, rain-free there. Slight risk into the valley, but the greatest risk is going to be, again, central areas in the morning. Then that line looks set to migrate eastward towards the east into the afternoon, especially late afternoon and evening. Couple of downpours, slight risk of a thunderstorm with this as well. So, yeah. Just keep your eye on the sky, especially in the later part of the day with that southwest wind, 21 to 23 in those onshore winds, mid to high 20s in through the north. And again, it's going to be feeling much muggier than that, especially where those high temperatures are 27, 28. It's going to be feeling more like 35 when you factor in the humidity. You can see where the model's projecting those cooler temperatures here in those contours, and that's my forecast there. Low 20s along the Atlantic coastline. We'll be into the mid to high 20s inland, high 20s into the valley tomorrow. Cooler in those onshore winds with that southwest wind. Wednesday's more widespread heat, widespread 25 to 30, feeling more like the 29 to 36, 37 range when we factor in the humidity on Wednesday, because it will be a factor, no doubt. There's the Wednesday forecast, and there are those showers that are going to start to creep their way in from the west on Thursday, which is looking like a mostly cloudy day for sure, with a good chance of showers. And there, again, is that muggy meter. Very muggy, right through this weekend. And so, yeah, we'll be clearing skies on Friday, sunshine into the afternoon. Saturday looks fair, but note those temperatures, Tom, and with the humidity, it is definitely going to be warm and muggy.
Yeah, we're going to feel it for sure. Okay, Ryan, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Well, a Nova Scotia athlete had a victorious morning in Paris. Kennecook's Wyatt Sanford won his first boxing match at the 2024 Summer Games. People in his home community held a watch party today, bright and early, on account of the time difference, of course. The CBC's Luke Ettinger was there.
An early morning didn't dampen the energy of this Hants County crowd. More than 300 people cheered on Kennecook's Wyatt Sanford at the 2024 Summer Olympics in Paris. Monday was the first bout for the 25-year-old competing at his second Olympic Games.
The winner on points by unanimous decision, in red from Canada, Ryan Sanford marches on.
It's great that put us into the top 8 and 1 away from getting a medal.
And with that win, Sanford is expected to be back in the ring on Thursday. And the watch parties will continue here at Finley Park.
What a great turnout for being at 6:30 on a Monday morning. Yeah. Like, there's lots of people that showed up, and even though people have to go to work, so it's great.
While his older brothers are here at home, Sanford has the in-person support of his parents and family friends in Paris. A lot different than the Tokyo Games, which were plagued by pandemic restrictions.
Even though there's a big crowd, I could hear my mother's voice a mile away. So it was great. I was able to pick them up right away.
And almost 5,000 kilometers away, there is a whole host of people cheering him on.
We're so proud of Wyatt and everything he's accomplished and the opportunity to come together and show our support, and it's just what we do.
Wyatt's putting Kennetcook on the map, and not a lot of people do that, so I think that it's really great.
All a part of an Olympic dream that started in this rural community.
Bring the noise, Wyatt!
Luke Ettinger, CBC News, North Knoll Road.
Coming up, turning 100, a Dartmouth woman celebrates a major milestone. All right, welcome back. We'll leave you with this now. A Dartmouth woman who just turned 100 years old says it's hard to believe she's lived for a century and credits her family, friends, and faith as big reasons why she's just turned 100 years old.
So if I've missed anybody, please forgive me. Chalk it up to old age.
Good sense of humor, too. Phyllis Gates celebrated her milestone on Saturday with about 100 family members and friends at the church where she has been a regular for more than 4 decades.
Kate still lives in her own home and was able to walk to her party. She even received letters from King Charles, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, and Mayor Mike Savage to mark the occasion.
A proper celebration.
Happy birthday.
That's it for us tonight. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.
Good night.